Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. So today, we're diving straight into the evolution of justice and looking at Daredevil's dangerous new horizon. Because wow, we really need to unpack how that shockingly brutal finale of Daredevil Born Again didn't just wrap up a season. No, it completely rewired the entire street-level universe as we know it. So it begs the question, right? Did Daredevil just change Marvel forever? Now, I know that sounds like a massive exaggeration, but honestly, the source material completely backs it up. This wasn't one of those neat, tied with a bow conclusions. It was a literal shockwave. The rules of engagement for all our favorite street-level heroes have permanently changed, pulling us out of localized alleyway crime and throwing us into a landscape that just completely alters the whole board. You know, we're really no longer watching just a hero fighting a villain. It's way past that now. What we're actually seeing is two fundamentally opposed ideologies colliding head-on. If you think about it, every single conversation between Matt and Fisk in this finale was just dripping with this bitter, bloody history. It's not about who throws the harder punch anymore. And let's be real, Matt's knuckles can only take so much anyway. It's really about whose overall vision for the city actually survives. And when two forces are this deeply entrenched, the collateral damage isn't just, broken glass in Hell's Kitchen. It's the very soul of the city itself. And because of that, we're witnessing this absolutely terrifying, kind of tragic mirroring. On one side, Wilson Fisk is no longer just a crime boss operating in the shadows. He's evolved. He's literally become the system itself, wielding political control and violent control all at the exact same time. And juxtaposed against that monumental rise, Matt Murdock is actually devolving. We're seeing him suffer from profound psychological exhaustion, slipping dangerously close to crossing his own absolute limits. So as the villain ascends into structured, legitimate power, the hero completely fractures. The source material actually puts it perfectly. It says Matt has struggled to balance the line between justice and vengeance. And, when the entire system is being controlled by the exact monster you're trying to defeat, well, that line blurs incredibly fast. Matt isn't operating from a place of righteous clarity anymore. He's operating from pure desperation. And let's be honest with ourselves, desperation makes even the most disciplined heroes incredibly unpredictable. Which brings us to this concept of controlled chaos. We're not just talking about a few bad guys pulling off a random bank heist anymore. No, we're talking about the very fabric of the city descending into a systemic, dangerous disorder. And all of it is orchestrated by a single figure who has both the political and criminal influence to pull it off. Fisk's chaos is essentially a weapon, and he's the one holding the trigger. It is a suffocating, almost inescapable threat to every single citizen living there. And because the scope of Fisk's corruption has gotten so massive, this is clearly no longer a one-man job. The narrative breadcrumbs that they dropped in the finale, they strongly validate all those explosive fan theories we've been seeing online. We are looking at an environment that is perfectly primed for heavy hitters to step in, people like Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and honestly, potentially even Spider-Man. The universe has to expand simply because the sheer, overwhelming size of the threat demands it. Just think about the sheer scale of this escalation for a second. First, Fisk consolidates absolute power by merging his political clout with brute, street-level violence. Because of that, the city descends into that orchestrated chaos we talked about. So, what's the inevitable result? Well, a massive network of vigilantes becomes absolutely necessary again. The system is entirely broken, the police are compromised, and the only countermeasure left against a kingpin who literally owns the board is a united coalition willing to fight in the trenches. But, beneath all that grand scale of city politics and expanding universes, we have to look intimately at the man under the mask. Daredevil is fundamentally changed. The psychological toll of fighting an enemy who holds all the cards has left him battered, morally, way beyond just the physical bruises he takes. We are watching a hero who might truly be losing his way, which makes his future genuinely, terrifyingly unpredictable. Which leaves us with one really critical question to chew on. What line will he cross next? As the pressure continues to intensify, is Matt going to stick to his code, or will vengeance finally overpower justice? Keep this in mind as the street-level universe enters its most explosive chapter yet, because the answer to that question is absolutely going to redefine what it means to be a hero in a broken city. Thank you all so much for diving into this explainer with me, and I'll catch you on the next one.